Kate Spade versus Coach. Which is the better brand? Hello everyone, welcome back to another mommy review where I review all things for the love of. Today I am checking out Kate Spade versus Coach. Which is the better brand? Now before I get started on this discussion, if you like the content on this channel, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It will really help a lot. Thank you so much for considering, and on with the video. So for Kate Spade and Coach, I think there are some obvious similarities, but there's some obvious difference as well. They're both American brands known for their accessories and handbags, which is what I'm gonna focus the majority of my attention on. But both of these brands are really affordable luxury fashion handbag brands that I've been looking at lately. Although, like I mentioned, there are some similarities, there are just some very significant difference that I think it'll be really helpful if you're contemplating on whether you want to invest on a Kate Spade handbag versus a Coach handbag. So for this video, I'll be going a little bit about the history of the two brands, the style and aesthetics, the pricing range, the materials, the brand perception, and last but not least, come to my conclusion: Kate Spade versus Coach. Which is the better brand? In fact, which is the better brand for you? So let's get started. History. So for Kate Spade is founded in January 1993 by husband and wife duo Kate and Andy Spade. Kate Spade herself was working as a style editor, I believe, at the Mademoiselle magazine for about 8 years before she founded her luxury brand house. So compared to Coach, is considered more of a newer brand, not as rich a history. So when we talk about history for Coach, I mean, for sure, Coach has a much richer heritage, has a longer history. It was founded in 1941. The Coach brand began as a family-run workshop in Manhattan with just 6 craftsmen creating these leather wallets by hand. But it wasn't until 1946 that the husband and wife pair, Miles and Lillian, they joined the brand together to expand into leather handbags. And it was through Miles' knowledge about leather and committing to the idea that ensuring Coach has quality leather goods that they came up with the idea of leather being used to make baseball gloves. They really liked the quality of that, and they were hoping to reflect that in a lot of the leatherware that you see in Coach today. So that's the history. Styles and aesthetics. Now, I think it's obvious that if you're into bright, fun prints, Kate Spade is definitely the way to go. I mean, this iconic American leather goods brand just has some really cute, fun handbags. Whereas if you're looking for something a little bit more classic, durable, dependable, Coach is probably your preferred brand. I think in recent years, Coach has really rebranded itself. I mean, there was a slight decline in the popularity of brand a few years ago, but now it's kind of having a resurgence and it's really leading the market in terms of expanding into a younger target audience. Although with that said, I do think that Kate Spade gives the vibe of more femininity, the vibrant colors, design, and silhouettes are just so reflective of individualism being showcased loud and proud. As a result, you're gonna find that there's a lot of lines of different types of materials, where I find that the materials for Coach are a little bit more traditional. With that said, I think that the brand aesthetic is obviously quite different. Kate Spade being a little bit more youthful compared to Coach itself. That's a little bit more classic, targeting audience a little bit wider range, but targeting ladies who are 30 or so above a little bit more, even though it is expanding into a younger group with some of the new style that's come out for the handbags. I find that Kate Spade handbags aesthetically, they're colorful. There's many different styles that are great for outfits of different seasons. If you want a pop of color, things that stand out a little bit than a traditional classic handbag, Kate Spade is a great way to go. Just offer a lot of style appeal for people who want to showcase their style, especially for the younger audience. Next, I want to talk about price range. Now, I think the bottom line to start off is that Coach handbags are going to be a little bit more expensive than Kate Spade, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Kate Spade usually sells handbags between $200 to $600, I would say, a little bit more affordable leather handbags if you're looking for something that's more accessible for entry level, whereas Coach on average, I would say a small handbag's around 250 to like I would say close to 900 sometimes, depending on the size and the make of the bag and the material. I understand that Coach bags are a little bit more expensive, one because of the quality of the products, the leather quality that Coach consistently vouch for. So that's no surprise that given the longer history of high quality leather goods, that Coach handbags are going to be a little bit more expensive compared to Kate Spade. But I do think that Kate Spade uses a lot more variety of colors and styles that can complement different outfits, whereas Coach will be a little bit more timeless classics. Next, I want to talk a little bit about materials. Now, both Kate Spade and Coach uses a range of materials for their handbags, and Kate Spade, for example, makes use of like Italian Safano leather, smooth pebble leather, canvas, cotton, like all types of material. And they kind of have a playfulness to it and how they incorporate these materials into the handbags, which I really love. Obviously, this will affect the price tag for the final product that you purchase, whereas Coach, on the other hand, I think it's more listed as favoring smooth leather, Napa leather, natural leather, pebble leather. They'll still have a wider range of materials. I think that maybe Kate Spade doesn't have as a wide range of finishes compared to Coach brands. That's probably because Coach brand has a longer heritage and just had more time to build out their routes or manufacturing to source all of these materials. After all, Coach is among one of the longest running handbag brands in the US. For Kate Spade, when they use Safano leather, like this is the type of leather that I'm more familiar with Prada. I know that it has a pretty high level of durability, but in terms of durability for material, I find that Coach lasts a little bit longer from personal experience. But I would love to hear from you guys in comments below if you find the durability for Kate Spade is just as good. I just have more Coach handbags in my collection, and I find that the composition of the leather is quite good and doesn't require a lot of maintenance. Brand perception. Now, even though both brands are like quite popular, I do find that Coach has, like, given the richer heritage and history associated with it, does have like a broader appeal to a larger audience. The logo is of course highly recognizable with the classic C that you see in a lot of their accessories and handbags, whereas Kate Spade, I think, is very unique. It's a very playful, bold style, great for everyday use as well. I think the brand has like a really recognizable logo, just like the Kate Spade, the Spade logo, and it's a great entry level item. So what is my final conclusion? Kate Spade versus Coach, which is the brother brand? Well, both brands, I must say, make really beautiful designer handbags. I'm not focusing on accessories for this video, but like I think they're both affordable luxury, great options to consider if you're on a budget. For me, in deciding which is better, I think it depends on one, what is your budget, and two, what is your style. If you love something colorful, prints and patterns, something fun and bold, if that's your style and you want something a little bit vibrant with lots of options for colors, I think Kate Spade is definitely the way to go. Whereas Coach, I think, is a little bit more neutral, sophisticated, a lot of timeless silhouette classics. There are a couple of minimalistic designs as well, so I think Coach will be the way to go in that case. Now, in terms of the second question about budget, if you're more on a budget, I think that Kate Spade is a little bit more affordable, a little bit more accessible, whereas Coach, you will have to spend a little bit more money when you're looking to handbags from their fashion house, but I think it comes with good, high quality leather. So that is my take on Kate Spade versus Coach. I hope you enjoyed this review of these two powerhouse affordable luxury brands from these two just like all-time favorites for American handbag brands. I would love to know from you, which is your favorite? Are you a fan of Coach or are you a fan of Kate Spade? I think they both have some beautiful handbags. I think in general, Coach is probably the best option. It has a broader appeal if you're not really sure what kind of handbags or gifts you're gifting for someone. Whereas Kate Spade, I think, is tailored to more a youthful, a younger audience. But in terms of quality and durability, I do prefer Coach, but I've heard good things about Kate Spade as well. So that's my take on Kate Spade versus Coach. I would love to hear from you in the comments below which brand you would prefer. And also if you have a favorite handbag from each of these fashion houses. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me on this handbag lover's journey, and I'll see you next time. Take care and stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.